Good morning, DEV family. All right, it's the time we've been waiting for. It's now time to call the 2025 Disabled American Veterans Department of California Annual State Convention to order. Now that I call it to order, please silence your phones and other noisemakers. And please rise for our Nevada Honor Guard. Please rise. All right, we're going to get the colors by the Northern Nevada All Veteran Honor Guard. Take it away, Color Guard. Would Mrs. Megan Hong please come forward to sing our national anthem? Senior Vice Commander Armando.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your hand on your heart and salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ready? Two.
All right, I want to thank, it was beautiful. I want to thank both Megan Hong and the Northern Nevada All Veteran Honor Guard for a fantastic start of today's meeting. Thank you. Now it's time to call upon our department chaplain for a benediction or invocation. So please remove your covers and let me introduce Chaplain Hicks.
Always take a second at the beginning of these because I want to see your faces. I want to know you, and I want you to know me. If you see me, say hi to each other. This is a time for memories, and know that whether you're here for the first time or this is your 10th time here, that you matter. Bow your heads, please. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, Let us gather our minds and our hearts in this moment to this threshold and be thankful to the Lord. Help us to be patient, kind, and helpful to each other and to our cause. Remind us of, if we grow weary individually, that we are surrounded by many who can care deeply for our cause and our mission. Remind us that together we are the DAV. The task is huge, as you know, and we often in humanity grow weary in our infirmities, but remind us, Lord, that when we are weak, you become stronger. In you we trust, now and always, and everyone said, Amen. Thank you.
Please recover. And please be seated. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce and welcome our special guest for today's event. We have our DAV National Commander, California Adjutant, Dan Contreras. We have our National Senior Vice Commander, Coleman Nee. National Executive Committee, 16th District Representative, Past State Commander Michael Kerr. Also want to recognize our past state and national commander, George Steese. As well as all of our other past state commanders joining us today, and there's a lot of you. Additionally, I'd also like to welcome our DAV's auxiliary national guest, National Senior Vice Commander, Melissa Pierce. As well as our auxiliary state adjutant, Julie Wiseman-Steinbach. And the auxiliary commander, David Bailey. We're so happy to be joined today by the Secretary of California, Dr. Lindsey Sin. And our special guest, Noel Lapana from the Brothers After War team. And we're excited to see all of you here this year, and I want to bring up someone who played an important role in making all this happen, this convention, Melissa Sousa. Now, Melissa is the commander of Chapter 59 and our SEC for District 6. But right now, please join me in welcoming our convention chair, Melissa, as she comes forward and tells about some more exciting opportunities that are offered to us this year. So give a hand to Melissa Sousa.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, distinguished guests, fellow veterans, family, and friends. My name is Melissa Sousa, and I have the great honor of serving as your convention chair for this year's 103rd Annual Convention held here in the vibrant city of Sparks, Nevada. This year's theme is Americana, which reminds us of the values that unite us: patriotism, community, and service. And at the heart of this year's focus, we recognize and honor a group of individuals whose dedication often goes unseen: our caregivers. These unsung heroes provide essential support to our veterans, offering strength, compassion, and resilience every single day. Throughout the week, we will gather to share knowledge, strengthen our mission, and build upon the legacy of service that defines the DAV. But we will also take time to connect, reflect, and celebrate. So please join us Thursday night tonight for the Senior and Junior Vice Commander's Reception. This event is being co-sponsored by the Senior and Junior Vice Commander of the DAV and DAV Auxiliary. The reception will be held from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Blind Venue here in Sparks. Everyone should have received a flyer with additional information regarding the event in their registration packet. On Friday night from 6 to 10, we invite you to join us for our fun night, a special evening of camaraderie and inspiration. We're proud to present a screening of the powerful documentary, Brothers After War, which tells the story of veterans navigating their paths home after combat. Following the film, we will welcome a special guest speaker to share their insights and experience, making the evening one to remember. And finally, as we wrap up our time together, we will gather once again for the Commander's Reception. This formal event will honor the outgoing and incoming leadership and celebrate the continued strength and unity of our department. Now, while we're here in Sparks, I encourage you to explore the local area and enjoy everything this charming city has to offer. You can visit Victorian Square for its dining and art. You can take a stroll through the Sparks Heritage Museum, or you can unwind at the beautiful Sparks Marina Park. And if you're looking for something fun for the whole family, Wild Island Family Adventure Park is always a hit. Friends, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your service, for your dedication, and for your commitment to each other. Let us make this convention one of connection, gratitude, and forward momentum, honoring our past, supporting each other in the present, and building a stronger future together. Let's have a great convention. God bless you all, and God bless the DAV.
Thank you, Melissa. We're also honored today to have Sparks Vice Commander Paul Anderson. We're going to ask him to come up here and say a couple words.
Councilman by Mayor Ron Smith in 2018 and was elected to the position in 2020 and 2024. He has been a resident of Sparks for more than 30 years and is currently employed as an account executive with Pilot Thomas Logistics. He chairs the Nevada State Board of Agriculture and is a director of the Miramonte Homeowners Association Executive Board. Mr. Anderson is active in the community, serving with the National Nevada Veterans Memorial Plaza, Keep Truckee Meadows Beautiful, and Reno Sparks Gospel Mission. He has also been involved in youth sports and was awarded Volunteer of the Year by the Sparks American Youth Soccer Organization and is a former foster parent. He and his wife Donna have been married for 34 years and have 2 children, Casey and Jesse.
Wow, you'd think I was the one being honored tonight instead of you all. So, hey, thank you very much for allowing me to come speak to you all, and more importantly, thank you for what you all do. You all at DAV make a huge difference for our veterans, those that have been willing to raise their hand and defend our country. As you heard, I do have the honor of also being a board member for the Nevada Veterans Memorial Plaza, which is located right here in Sparks, as you heard, at the Sparks Marina. If you have a little bit of time to go spend some time over there, I would encourage you to do so. It honors all the men and women throughout the state of Nevada that lost their life in combat. From when we became a state and a part of this nation in 1864 during the Civil War, all the way up to the current conflict. It's a beautiful, beautiful facility that we're still adding things along to it, like the education path and such, but some beautiful, beautiful things that you can see over there, and we'd love to have you come join us over there. So I'm not going to read this whole proclamation. I'll save you all the whereases and everything because you guys know the amazing work you're doing and who you are. But I do want to just tag on the bottom end here and read that portion of it. It says, "We are honored to welcome the members of the Disabled American Veterans Department of California to the City of Sparks as they convene for their annual conference in collaboration with the Disabled American Veterans Department of Nevada. And whereas the City of Sparks deeply values the resilience and determination of our veterans, we recognize the vital role that organizations like DAV play in fostering a supportive and empowering environment for their continued success.
Now therefore, Ed Lawson, the Mayor of City of Sparks, and all of the council members do hereby officially salute and welcome the Disabled American Veterans Department of California to the City of Sparks. And I encourage all citizens to acknowledge and show appreciation for the remarkable work of the disabled American veterans and to support their initiatives aimed at safeguarding and enhancing the welfare of those who have served our nation. All right, thank you guys very much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Anderson. Deeply appreciated. Now, this has been a pretty rewarding year for me. It's a great honor to be California's commander, at least for a few more days, and a real privilege to work alongside such a smart and capable team of officers. So please allow me to introduce my fellow line officers, and please join me in showing appreciation for their hard work helping veterans this past year. So we're going to start with our Senior Vice Commander, Milo Hernandez. Our Junior Vice Commander, Jose Mendoza. Our CEO Adjutant, National Commander, Daniel Contreras. Our Judge Advocate, Mr. Joseph Mosley. And we all heard from her, our Chaplain, Cece Hughes. The DAV of California is proud to have 103 years of service to veterans in need. Our DAV and our DAV Auxiliary were part of a nationwide family with a long history and a powerful legacy. As commander, I owe a debt of gratitude to all those that laid the groundwork for me. At this time, I would like to recognize our past state commanders in attendance. So, Joseph Mosley, raise your hand. Stand up. Michael Kerr, stand up. Ron Vogel, right up. Guy Anastasia, where are you? He's hiding. Oh my goodness, he's working, okay. J.R. Wilson. Mr. Kirk Johnson. Is Leroy Costa out there? No. Ooh. Marlo Bender is, though. Daniel Contreras. Fred Bowers here? Yes. All right, there he is. James Bogan. Clyde Maddox. There he is. And not just our past state commander, but also our past national commander, Mr. George Deese. Thank you all very much. I'm very excited to bring forward our next guest, an expert on the topic of service, and someone whose efforts make a daily impact on so many of our comrades from around our great state. She's leading the way for California veterans. So please help me welcome California VA Secretary, Lindsey Sin.
Lindsey enlisted in the U.S. Navy and served from 1997 to 2005 as a cryptologic technician interpreter in the Arabic language. She completed 2 flight tours in Spain, deployed in support of Operations Northern Watch, Southern Watch, Enduring Freedom, and Iraqi Freedom, and achieved the rank of Petty Officer First Class with Naval Aviation and Naval Aircrew designations. She has served in several roles at CalVet starting in 2011, including Deputy Secretary of Communications and Deputy Secretary of Women Veterans Affairs. Lindsey Sin was appointed as Secretary of CalVet by Governor Newsom in 2023 and is the first woman to serve as Secretary of CalVet since 1975. She resides in Sacramento with her husband and 2 children.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Thank you. Hello to our distinguished guests, DAV members, veterans, family members, and caregivers, and apparently most of the state commanders, past state commanders in this room. There's a lot of you, which I think is wonderful. So yes, I'm Lindsey Sin, the Secretary for the California Department of Veterans Affairs, also a U.S. Navy vet, go Navy. Right. Sometimes it's fun in these settings to go through all of the branches of the service, but I think that's something you guys might want to do after a couple cocktails and perceptions instead. Okay, so I will continue. Well, first, it's an honor to be here with you today. I did miss last year's convention. I was unable to make it. Either I was sick or one of my children were sick, which if you have kids, you know that's pretty much par for the course. So it's just wonderful to be able to be here today. Short drive from Sacramento, a beautiful drive, and many thanks to the state of Nevada and city of Sparks for hosting us Californians. We kind of descended upon Reno pretty quickly here, clearly. But also a huge thank you to National Commander Dan Contreras, someone whom I worked with over the years many times, as well as to State Commander Joe Skoda. Thank you so much for having me here today. One of the things I love most about these events is that I get to be with my fellow veterans. I get a chance to talk about our military service and what the state of veterans looks like right now, to learn more about what we as a department in California can do for you, and really talk about partnership and how vital organizations like DAV that have always been inclusive and respectful of veterans issues and on the forefront of leading the charge for expanding veterans issues and protecting what we have and recognizing our military service for the last century all throughout the nation. It's a chance for us to get together and really talk about and share ideas on how we can be better for our veterans. So I'm always happy to be in a setting like this because I think I get the chance to learn from all of you. I get to take that back to my department and continue to reaffirm our daily commitment to serving our veterans in California as well as their family members. But I would like to take a chance also to update you on some things that we're doing as a department so that you as veterans of California know that we are working every day to serve you and to serve your comrades. First though, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the time we're in. It is an uncertain time right now about veterans benefits at the federal level, lots of discussions about changes with the VA, lots of proposals in states and on the table throughout Congress, etc., talking about what the future of veterans services and benefits look like. And that can be frightening, it can be unnerving. It's also a time, I think, for us to come together and reaffirm our commitment to the benefits and services that we have and we have earned as veterans. I hope you all know that CalVet stands as a partner in that fight, that all veterans are welcome through our doors, and that we will continue to do our best to uphold the benefits and services that we have all earned through our military service. So moving on to some of the things that you might want to know about in our department, things that are going to impact all of us. Those include working on housing and homelessness throughout the state, obviously always a hot topic in California. So through the Veterans Housing and Homelessness Prevention Program, which is a collaboration between our department and the California Department of Housing and Community Development and California Housing Finance Agency, we've awarded over $580 million in permanent loan financing for 99 multifamily affordable, permanent, supportive housing projects through 8 competitive rounds of funding over the last decade. As of March 2025, 71 projects have completed construction which will mean 4,824 units are now occupied or in the process of becoming occupied by veterans who are otherwise experiencing homelessness. Once all of these projects have been, all of our awarded projects have been built, we will have added 6,561 units of affordable and permanent supportive housing across the state. Of those, 3,360 are veteran specific, and veterans have options to go into the remainder of those as well. That is a decades-long project in making sure that we are building housing and services around veterans who need it most. And these projects have also led the way to other additional investments in housing, such as the Proposition 1 bond that was passed by you all, the voters in California last year. That will mean we have $1 billion now to award to cities and counties all throughout California to build behavioral health housing specifically for veterans. No one else is touching that money. It is all for veterans, $1 billion. That's the power of California. This program will now be called Home Key Plus, and it's the result of, like I said, Prop 1. It is going to be the acquisition and development grants to build, convert, rehabilitate, or repurpose structures to be permanent supportive housing specifically for our veterans. Importantly, supportive services are required as a condition of funding, and supportive services means we don't just house veterans, we help veterans. We are providing mental health support, we are providing daily assistance with daily activities for living, we are providing connections to services, whether that's financial services from VA for service connection for benefits, or whether that's Social Security benefits, etc. It is all included in these builds and in these programs so that veterans are housed and they successfully remain in their housing as well. The program provides funding, so then in addition to that, we're also working on a mental health initiative. This is the California Veterans Health Initiative Mental Health Support Program. It provides mental health care, which is available to veterans who are experiencing barriers to treatment. And as we know, mental health care and housing go hand in hand, and mental health care is often difficult for veterans to access in their communities. So with this program, it includes no barriers regardless of geography, religion, ethnic, racial, cultural barriers, or others, so that veterans can access mental health appointments free of charge all throughout the state of California. The program provides funding for a 3-year term, and it's seeking to enable a statewide network of veteran care. The network will provide potentially life-saving mental health care while also generating next-level outreach to those hard-to-reach communities. This was an investment that the governor and the legislature made. It is $50 million, $38 million of which have been granted to our local communities to provide this free mental health support. All told, at the end of the 3 years of this pilot project, we expect that 100,000 mental health appointments will have been made available free of charge to veterans and their families throughout the state. You don't have to clap every time, but it's encouraging. We have another century-old program that really is about as old as the DAV, and that's our home loan program. Our home loan program has been helping veterans and their families become homeowners for over 100 years. The program has provided since its inception more than $8.5 billion in loans to over 425,000 veterans during this century. We're proud of this program because it allows veterans to become homeowners who would otherwise not be able to accomplish the dream of homeownership on a commercial market. We are the lender, we are the title holder, and we are the people who on the other end of the phone work diligently with our veterans so that they can get into one of our home loans and then they can stay in one of our home loans. And we also have a fabulous insurance program that accompanies this home loan program. So if you haven't checked out our home loan program, I really encourage you to do so. It's just a wonderful customer service and a great program overall. And then of course, what we spend a good deal of our time doing, and a good amount of our staff time doing, is running 8 long-term care facilities all throughout the state. We have long-term care facilities all the way up in Reading, all the way down to our most southern facility in Chula Vista. And these are the places where we care for our aged and disabled veterans at all levels of care, from domiciliary, room and board care, all the way up to skilled nursing and memory care. This is a wonderful way for veterans to spend their golden years with us, and it's been a daily honor and privilege for all of our staff members to be able to care for veterans in this capacity. We also manage 3 state cemeteries and are potentially looking at a 4th cemetery, which is planned right now for the city of Anaheim and Gypsy Canyon. And if it comes to fruition, then that will be our 4th statewide cemetery that we run so that veterans can be interred and spend their post-life years in these beautiful, beautiful places. But beyond the main programs that we also do at CalVet, that we run, that we're budgeted to run, that we're staffed to run, we do a tremendous amount of advocacy. The philosophy that we continue to share is we want to talk to all of our veterans from the time that they're thinking about getting out of the military, when we can meet them on a military base, when we can have a phone call or an in-person meeting with them, while they're considering their post-military life, all the way up into the time that they find their final resting place in one of our veteran cemeteries. We're always continuing to develop a relationship with our veterans in California, no matter what stage of life they find themselves in, or what services or assistance they seek. So I hope that through that, we continue to build these partnerships with groups like you, through DAV, that you as ambassadors to your fellow veterans, not just through your DAV membership, but also all throughout the state, when you're working with other veterans, when you are often advocating for friends and family that you have that have served in the military, that you also remember there is a state of California department, and that our benefits and community services can go a long way to help assist our veterans who are in need, or to do great things for them. And there are a number of state benefits that we don't run, but that we can directly connect people to as well. So I've been in the department now 13 years. Most of my executive staff now have been in the department at least 5 years. This is a daily commitment that we make to serving all of our fellow veterans and their family members throughout the state. I hope you know how committed we are, and that our partnership with you and DAV at the national and state level, as well as our other stakeholders throughout the state, really mean the world to us, because we can't be all things to every veteran, but together I think we can continue to preserve our benefits, fight for our rights, and of course deliver quality services to our veterans all throughout the state. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me and clapping. I would be happy to talk to anybody and answer questions at the end of this, but just know that you have a partner here in California. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Sin. Wow, you realize they're doing that many things around here? I forgot to mention one of our NSOs and the past state commander for Nevada, Travis. Travis over here one more time. Thank you for joining us all the way from here. I appreciate that. All right. As most of you know, our auxiliary is definitely our steadfast partner in the effort to help injured and ill veterans and our families. We're grateful to them for their work and their dedication, and I know they'll continue to make a valuable impact on the many years to come. So please help me in welcoming not just the DAV Department of California Auxiliary Commander, but also a good friend of mine, David Bailey.
Thank you, everybody. Friends, as the California State Commander for the Disabled American Veterans Auxiliary, I want to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to both the DAV and the DAVA for giving me the opportunity to serve. The past 2 years have been nothing short of extraordinary, and this journey has been filled with purpose, filled with growth, and unwavering commitment, and I thank you for being a part of it. I'd like to recognize my mentors Stewart, Dory Bogan, Joel Adema, Julie Weissman-Steinbaugh, Mary Lou Caldwell, and Carolyn Morris. Thank you for helping us lead the next generation. I'd like to also say a quick hello to my line, Sean Lewis, and Ralph Quintana. So thank them for being such a good partner. Together, we've strengthened California's voice on the national stage. We are not just active, we are leading the charge into the next generation of service. And it has been more than just a pleasure to serve alongside you. It has been an honor. So we have so much to discuss at this convention. The people in this room and those watching from afar are the ones dedicating their lives and their time to learn, to grow, and to lead. You are the future of this organization. You. Now is our time. The DAV and the DAVA provide a mission that cuts through the uncertainty we face in our nation and around the world. Our mission is clear: to make the lives of veterans and their families better. And if anyone can rise to the challenge, it is the people right here. So let's lead with purpose, let's serve with heart, and let's make this a convention to remember. Thank you. Before we continue, I'd like to take a moment to recognize someone who has made an extraordinary impact, not only on the Disabled American Veterans Auxiliary and the Disabled American Veterans, but on every life she's touched. She's our longtime adjutant, Julie Weissman-Steinbaugh. Julie is not just a dedicated leader, she's a mentor, an inspiration, and a dear friend. Her energy, humor, and vision has shaped our organization in ways that we are still discovering. So please, put your hands together for the great Julie Weissman-Steinbaugh.
I am grateful for the love and acceptance I have found within this family. I doubt many of you understand how truly special and amazing
our relationships are. It's the simple things like going. It's the simple things like going a straw when I need a drink, like grabbing a straw when I need a drink, or asking me to repeat myself when my speech isn't clear. Thanks so much for sharing a community that many don't know are possible. Thank you. Thank you.
And next, I'd like to welcome our national guest, Melissa Pierce. But before we do, I just have one thing for her and the national guest. Since we are from Northern California, we have to give our national guest a little something. So. From Santa Rosa, from Chapter 48, we're just saying we love you. But to our good friend Coleman. And now to introduce Melissa Pierce.
Melissa Pierce was elected National Senior Vice Commander of the DAV Auxiliary in 2024. She joined the DAVA in 1989. She began her membership as a junior member through her father, a Vietnam Marine veteran with 3 tours of duty, who received 3 Purple Hearts and 100% VA disability. Her mother also served as a Navy nurse at Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. Both her parents were active in DAV and DAVA. Melissa is a member of Unit 20 in Des Moines and serves as Senior Vice Commander. She also volunteers for many chapter and unit functions, including VA Bingo, Back to School Backpack events, and Vietnam Veteran Recognition Day. At the state level, she has served as commander and has been adjutant for the past 5 years. At the national level, Melissa has served as a VAVS representative, NEC, and has chaired the Caregiver Initiative since 2018. She has also been the DAV Hospital Service Coordinator at the Iowa City VA since 2020. A native of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, she married her husband Dan in 1991 and has 2 children, Danielle and Justin.
Good afternoon, everyone. Huge thank you for having me here in California. On behalf of our National Auxiliary Commander, Christopher Easley, National Adjutant Bunny Close, and our auxiliary members across the country, it's an honor to be here. As you heard, my name is Melissa, and I'm the National Senior Vice Commander. Let's talk just a second about the world we want to live in. I envision a world brimming with strong, supportive communities. A world where connection thrives, where belonging is a given, and where neighbors rally around neighbors, ensuring everyone has a chance to flourish. Doesn't that sound like the DAV and Auxiliary? Because members like yourselves don't just talk about making a difference, you do it. You are the driving force behind positive change, dedicating your time and energy to making our world a better place. Volunteerism is the very lifeblood of our communities and our organization. It's a testament to the power of human kindness, the unwavering spirit of giving. It's the quiet force builds bridges where there are divides, mends broken places, and lifts those who are struggling. Volunteers, with their diverse talents and overflowing compassion, transform challenges into opportunities and turn empathy into tangible action. They are the artists who paint a brighter future, one brushstroke of service at a time. In a world that often emphasizes individual pursuits, volunteers remind us of our shared humanity, proving that true fulfillment comes from contributing to something bigger than ourselves. They are the heart of our communities, beating strong and true, making the world a better place, one act of service at a time. We are not just a great group of volunteers, we are the great group of volunteers. We're a defender against the life's unexpected storms, offering a haven of support to our veterans and their families. Through job fairs, scholarships, we pave the way for brighter futures. We ease the financial burdens of education with tuition reimbursement and ensure access to vital care with no-cost rides to medical appointments. When life throws its toughest punches, we offer solace through grants. We nurture children's dreams by supporting their activities. We provide a lifeline of emergency aid to ill and injured veterans, their spouses, and their children when disaster strikes. We are the shield against situational needs, a beacon of hope in times of hardship. Our programs are built on a foundation of generosity. The generosity of our members, our units, and our state organizations. These vital contributions are the lifeblood of our work, enabling us to provide essential services and support. Because we rely solely on donations, every single gift, regardless of size, has a direct impact on our ability to fulfill our mission and serve those in need. It is through this collective effort, this shared commitment, that we make a truly meaningful difference. Volunteers are agents of hope. You inspire me, you inspire all of us to believe in our potential and to build a brighter future together. On behalf of the DAV Auxiliary, thank you for your unwavering dedication. Your service makes a profound difference, and I'm beyond excited to see what we can accomplish together in the years ahead. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Melissa. As you heard, without the auxiliary, we really couldn't do it on our own. We are one family. Now, throughout the morning or afternoon, however you want to look at it, I've been recognizing different groups and different people. But I forgot to recognize someone. How about our DV National Caregiver Support Director, Ron Minter? Thank you. All right, now it's a privilege to introduce our next awardee. If you know him, and you know him, you know he's always busy helping veterans. Whether he's networking, leading Chapter 12, or connecting a veteran with those many resources we have. He works hard, and the influence he has on our veteran community around him is very clear. So please help me, but more importantly, I'm honored to bring up our 2025 Volunteer of the Year, Junior Vice Commander, Jose Mendoza.
Sustaining a TBI and the loss of his eye. After his eventual honorable discharge on a medical condition, he attended the California School of Culinary Arts, the Cordon Bleu, and advocated the VA to include it in their Chapter 31 program so other veterans could also attend there. He worked as a chef at the Staples Center in Radisson. As a DAV member, he has served as Adjutant and Commander of Chapter number 12. He has been Department Convention Chair, SEC of District number 2, and Chief of Staff for State Commander Joe Mosley and National Commander Joe Parsetich. He is currently Department Junior Vice Commander. As Chapter Commander, He's organized several events, including back-to-school nights, to provide veterans' children with supplies and celebrate her service to honor women veterans. He has also partnered with several organizations to offer veterans access to services including food and holiday gifts for veterans in need, fishing trips and retreats, and training for scuba diving, drone operating, and service dogs. He is on the Veteran Advisory Board for Congressman Pete Aguilar and has volunteered with his wife Joanne at the Loma Linda VA for several years. Please welcome DAV California's 2025 Volunteer of the Year, Jose Mendoza.
This is really totally unexpected, so I have nothing prepared. I know I talk a lot always, so this is different. You know what, volunteering, that's what our organization is built on. And for me, whenever I seen a problem, you know, we had to fix it. And there was nobody out there trying to fix it. So I mind you guys, or I implore you guys, you be the change. You know, it takes you to be the change. That's what I'm leaving at. Be the change. Thank you.
All right, here at the DAV Department of California, we're very proud of our staff who go above and beyond every day to make us look good and ensure that no veteran lacks the benefits of health care or transportation they need. We have a team of passionate and smart men and women, you know who you are, who keep their promises every day to the men and women they serve. This year, we are honoring Roki Blas as the Employee of the Year for the DAV California.
He was previously an NSO who came onto department staff and has recruited over 17 new drivers and currently has 32 volunteer drivers who he manages. He has streamlined the driver application process to have new drivers vetted and on the road within 2 weeks, a process that has taken over 3 to 6 months in the past. His program has become the template for the new driver process across California. As a coordinator, Roki continues to provide claims guidance to veterans. He has also restructured the vehicle maintenance program, keeping over 21 vehicles available to transport. He is also an active member and line officer at his chapter. Please welcome DAV California's 2025 Employee of the Year, Roki Blas.
This was kind of a surprise too. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for everything. After joining the DAV family as a National Service Officer, I moved over to the department. After taking this role as a transportation coordinator at Jennifer Moreno in San Diego, I didn't realize how hard that position was going to be. I thought it was going to be as easy as taking care of some vehicles and transporting disabled veterans. No, not exactly. But working with Veterans Affairs, the director there, Dr. Pearson, and the VA team there, they're just wonderful people, but definitely built on volunteerism. The volunteers I work with bring me on, showing me the ropes, working with all the disabled veterans there, transporting the veterans. It's just amazing how these people can be very vulnerable and at the same time very giving, and most especially very, very, very thankful with the services that we provide. So with that, I'm going to leave it. I appreciate the award. Thank you very much to the staff, the distinguished guests and visitors. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the convention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Roki. when we see members within our community who work hard to overcome their disabilities and illnesses every day in order to continue to be a positive resource and mentor to their fellow veterans and families, we want to express our gratitude and encourage those partners who act as excellent examples of the spirit of our mission. Our outstanding Disabled Veteran of the Year is one such person. He's our special guest from the Brothers After War team. So this year's 2025 Outstanding Disabled Veteran of the Year is Dr. Noel Pata.
Retired Lieutenant Colonel Noel Pata is a regional prevention coordinator performing community-level social work to prevent targeted violence and terrorism for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Noel is a combat veteran who deployed 3 times serving as a counter-IED officer in Afghanistan. After 20 years of service, he earned his Doctor of Social Work at USC, where he did a work study at their Center for Innovation and Research on veterans and military families. Noel uses performing arts to educate communities about moral injury and trauma among veterans and marginalized populations. He is a founding board member and current president of the DJD Art Foundation, an Air Force Academy graduate. Noel holds a master's from the Center for Homeland Defense and Security at the Naval Postgraduate School. Noel is also an adjutant instructor for the University of Kentucky's College of Social Work doctoral program. Please welcome DAV California's 2025 Veteran of the Year, Noel Lapana.
Julie, I said I wouldn't cry either, but maybe it'll make a light at me as well. It's good to be part of such a rowdy bunch that has to leave California and come to Sparks to have its convention. So I'm humbled by this and to be before you all, and just want to say that I'm accepting this as a representative of the tens of thousands and millions of lives that you touch, not just the veterans, but their families. I want to thank Ryan, Shauna, my kiddos, Helen, David, and Leah, and all the torchbearers who've lit the path for us. It's a long way home, but made a lot easier because I'm standing on the shoulders of giants like you all. As a GWAT post 9/11 veteran, you probably don't hear from us enough. But I will tell you in earnest that when my peers and I talk about everyone who's gone before us, we say that our ancestors are heroes. Whether you were in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Gulf War, our peacetime military, we honor you. We trade 10 of our tours for any one of yours, and were it not for you, I wouldn't have access to and been able to utilize the benefits that have been able to bring me to this spot. Secretary Sin, representative of the extension and benefits that CalVet has offered, and one of the organizations actually grounded here in Sparks is the David J. Draculich Art Foundation, named for my battle buddy who was killed in my vehicle in Afghanistan. And as a board member and former president of that foundation, I just want to say that arts is a great gateway to some of the services that we have out there. We'll be joined by Gold Star family members tomorrow, and I do hope that you attend tomorrow evening. You get to meet the filmmaker and the master of his craft, Jake Rodemacher, in partnership with Gary Sinise Foundation, who tells a story about us. It's about the relatable veterans, not all Medal of Honor winners, not all Navy SEALs, but doing quiet professional work and going along these trajectories to make the transition home. And were it not for organizations like the DAV and seeing exemplars like you all, I would have ended my journey by my own hand. So I want to thank you for lightening that path, making it shorter and a lot easier, and being a true inspiration for me, and to make good on the sacrifices that our fellow service members like David made, so that we can go out there and thrive and utilize the benefits, overcome our disabilities, and continue our service to our nation. So I appreciate the award. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lapana. Each year, we have a guest from our national organization, outside the end of the chairs, of course, come to our convention, participate in our ceremonies, and install all of our new officers. We're excited for our guest this year, who's a real power player, who's making a difference. Who make a difference in our organization and has an important impact on our fellow veterans. Please join me in welcoming our National Senior Vice Commander, Coleman Nee.
National Senior Vice Commander Coleman Nee is a service committed disabled Marine Corps veteran, currently serving as Vice Chair of DAV's National Board of Directors. He previously served as the DAV NEC Rep for District 1 and as Secretary of the Massachusetts Department of Veterans Services. As such, he oversaw the creation of the statewide Advocacy for Veterans Empowerment Program, a first-in-the-nation initiative that successfully instituted many new workforce development programs, student veteran support services, and new efforts to significantly reduce the number of homeless veterans. Nee also oversaw management of the successful Massachusetts Women Veterans Network. Nee is a veteran of the Persian Gulf War and a DAV Life member of Chapter 3 in Braintree, Massachusetts. Nee lives in Boston with his family.
Hi. Thank you very much for that kind introduction, and thank you very much for having both me and Melissa here as national guests. It's really an honor to be out here amongst all of you, and in particular amongst California. It's I have my good friend, my mentor, our national leader, Dan Contreras, who's been an amazing commander throughout this entire time. But I want to tell you something. Wherever Dan goes, he brags about California. He brags about California. And now that I've been out here a couple of times, I see why. You are doing amazing work out here. Thank you so much for all of your efforts. It's really, really, really critical, particularly at this moment. And it's great to see so many of you pulling together and really getting done the mission and the job that we're all gathered here to do. And I also want to thank the Secretary. I want to thank Doctor. Thank you very much, Your Honor, and all the distinguished guests. Heard some great remarks today, some great speeches. Melissa, Senior Vice for the Auxiliary, was right on point. It is about volunteerism. It is about service. It is about why we are here. We are here for others. And that's why we do this job. And especially when you think about the population, who we are and who we're serving. And Julie said it best. Our disabilities are a part of us, but they don't define us. They don't define us. And you're absolutely right. Our disabilities are what make us stronger. Our disabilities are who we are. Our disabilities are things that we have incurred in many cases in defense of our nation's security. And we're proud of those disabilities. And they don't define us, but they are a part of who we are. And a part of who you are is beyond just that. It's your innate sense that we have an obligation to each other. And we have an obligation to serve and to help others. And I know that I bring greetings from Barry Jesenowski, our executive adjutant, our national CEO and adjutant, from all my fellow line officers who are very excited about the prospect of coming to California next year. This is always, when you're a line officer, if you're a 4th junior vice, it's you get the list, and it's like, okay, I can go to North Dakota or the middle of here, or I can go, and then when you get up the line, you realize, the places that people really wanted to go and see, and including that is California. And I was excited to come out here to Nevada, to Sparks, to meet with all of you. Obviously, it's nice to see, new weather, new places. But really, the important thing is to really be able to talk to all of you. And I think I did that at the testimonial, and I think we continue to do that. There are so many great initiatives and ideas that all of you have that you're doing. They're reaching people. They're reaching our veterans. They're reaching marginalized populations of our communities. Populations where people don't have access to veteran services. They live in vet service districts. People that do have access, but because of the population or because of where they live or who they are, they've never been notified about any of their benefits or services. And then there are people that are just out there who just have no idea how to navigate this system, and it's really confusing. This is where you come in. As peers, as family members, as a team with our auxiliary, working together with our DAV, this is where all of you come in. And let me tell you a little bit about what some of the things we've been able to accomplish just over the past year. When we think about some of that work and how we're supporting it nationally and what you're doing at the state level. So, we talk about supporting the veterans, well, we're going to lead through action. And what are our guiding principles? Service, integrity, accountability. These are our compass. They aren't just lofty ideals, they're commitments we live by. We ensure that we never waver in fulfilling the promises that were made to us and all of America's veterans. And this past year has tested us in a lot of ways. And make no mistake, Secretary made mention of it, we'll continue to be tested going forward. No matter how difficult it may get, we cannot compromise our values. We must continue to demonstrate resilience and purpose because our mission is sacred, and our fellow veterans and their families are depending on us. We've overcome challenges by staying true to our guiding principles, leaning on one another and adapting to most new demands, and the results speak volumes about who we are at our core and as a community, as Melissa mentioned. What we can achieve when we work together. Now, just in the past year alone, there's been a lot of accomplishments, but we do have one big challenge, and I do have to make mention of it. Membership. Membership is going to continue to be a challenge. To begin with, there's fewer veterans. We didn't deploy as many veterans for any other conflict as we did for World War II. So that number is declining. And the veterans that we do have came mostly from Iraq and Afghanistan. A lot of them came out of the reserves. So a lot of them are of different ages. So there's going to be a very challenging environment. Not just to get, I hear all the younger vets don't want to join. Well, sometimes there's not as many younger vets as you think that are out there. And we need to be able to identify where the veterans are. But more importantly, we need to be able to identify what the veterans need. What is their value? What is it that DAV can provide to them, which is a value? To me, the last thing DAV is a chapter meeting. A chapter meeting is like a classroom instruction day. You ask me how the Marine Corps is like, oh, it was great, we had a classroom instruction day in August when we were in. I wouldn't say that to you. It was just a day. Our chapter meeting is just a classroom instruction day. Where DAV thrives, where DAV really, really, really begins to bloom, where we make the most impact in terms of membership, in terms of advocacy, and in terms of making a difference, is when we are out of the chapter meetings and in the community and doing those service projects and doing that service work. And that is so critical. You are all doing it. One of the big things that came up for DAV this year, and I'm so glad that Ron Minter is here to talk to you a little bit about this, because this is a real issue. Think about our demographics as veterans. Half of our veterans are over 65 years old. Half of the entire veterans population is over 65. So, what does that require? Senior services, elder services, and for a lot of times, caregiver services. Caregiving both being provided and caregiving, the veteran doing the caregiving. Caregivers are probably one of the most treasured and valued populations that we have today in this country. Those people work so hard and so long out of love and care and just a mission to support their loved one. And there's so little resources available for them until today. DAV, and Ron Winter, I'm so glad to see Ron, I really want you to talk about him, has an amazing caregiver program. I won't go into all of the details right now because I'll let Ron talk a little bit about that with you or alongside you. But I can tell you this, it is something that we are incredibly proud of. It's something that Ron is the right man to lead. It is a really sort of new territory for an organization like DAV, but more importantly, it's something that, as an organization, we realized that there was a need out there. This is what our members were looking for. This is what our members needed from us, and we respond to the membership, not the other way around. The national organization and our national ethos doesn't have the members respond to it. It's the other way around. You tell us what the needs are, and we're here to work and organize collectively to try to help that to happen. And so when we look at caretakers, knowing there's more than 5.5 million caretakers providing critical assistance to veterans, in 2003 they launched DAV Caregivers, and this became a formal program at DAV last year, specifically focused on caretakers. This team will be tasked with developing and employing best-in-class evidence-based programs and resources to empower our caregivers. And it's a testament to what DAV does best: identifying needs, creating solutions, and delivering meaningful results. You really need to spread the word about this resource, and you really need to get wrong about this. This is going to become a big issue for a lot of the veterans that you're seeing. The other thing we've done, volunteer hours. Here in California, your LDAP hours are amazing. Your volunteer drive hours are absolutely amazing. I think lifetime over close to 2 million? Billion. Yeah, billion? Bazillion? Yeah. It's California, right? So, you know, that is amazing, and we are doing that work, but I would encourage you to understand that you know, you're not just limited to driving or visiting VA facilities. You can get out in the community as well, too, and do that work. You can go out and work. Give you an example, food pantries. So many of our veterans, particularly our senior veterans today, are showing up at food pantries, particularly veteran food pantries. Am I right? Yes. And you run one of the biggest ones. That is really, really, really concerning to us. So making sure that not only are we there helping and volunteering with veterans at places like a food pantry, but having that talk with that veteran. Hey, what other benefits don't you know about? What other things haven't you got? What are the things, you know, any injury? Oh, I didn't really get hurt that bad. I just got shot once, and you know, and then, you know, I want to save it for the guys that need it. The guy, you know, you are the guy that needs it. Take your benefits and convince them to help them, give them that hand up so they can begin to lift themselves out of that situation that they find themselves in. That's a huge effort. And recruitment-wise, that's where people look at DAV and say, that's an organization I want to be part of. That's an organization I want to be a part of. They have the right message. They have the right ethos. We talk about scholarships and volunteer hours. I think 6 eligible scholarships, or 8 in California this year, I think, for young people who volunteer at our hospitals to get a pretty significant college scholarship award. That's great. Not only is that great for them for their college finances, it's great for them as an individual. They talk to many, many different people, and they're not all the same. Veterans are not cookie cutters any more than we are. They go to different rooms. They hear from experiences from women vets, from male vets, from vets of different backgrounds, vets of different parts of the country, vets of different conflicts. And it gives them an appreciation and more a sense of what their responsibility is in terms of being a good citizen, in terms of giving back to the nation. and that is to care for those who have done everything to secure what you have today. And to make sure that those people in their hour of need know that you're going to have their back. Secure it for them, but also ensure that it's there for the next generation. And I think that that is really, for me, a lot of what DAV means, what I see here in California, and I'll just leave you with this. One of the decisions that I made in life was, and the kids should actually pay attention to this, because if you look at the secretary, you see, she took Arabic and I'm sure Spanish, maybe even Chinese, all of these other languages that could help you. Okay, I took Latin. So I decided that it was best to have a 2,000-year-old dead language that no one has ever spoken since, and learn that. And now as a result of that, I finally actually get to use some of that Latin. And one of the things that I translated when I was in high school was from a work by Cicero, Theophysius, which is his thesis on, basically on reflecting on his life as a public servant and what are the characteristics and hallmarks of leaders in their community as they move forward in order to have a civilized and a stable society. And this goes back to 44 BCE. But essentially what he wrote was this phrase: non nobis solum nati sumus. Non nobis solum nati sumus. Not alone for ourselves are we born. Not alone for ourselves are we born. Our country, our friends, have a share in us. And that is the ethos that all of you have provided, and I want to encourage that and keep you going as you move forward. To really get out there and take that and move with that. Because I think that honestly, that's going to be the best way we're going to recruit members. It's going to be the best way we're going to make an impact in our community. And I think more importantly, it's going to be the best way that you're going to come home every night and feel like DAV really is meeting its mission to you. Because it's providing you those meaningful opportunities to go back, reflect on the day's events, and say, you know what? Just like in the service, I made a difference today. And now I'm going to go to bed and wake up, and tomorrow we're going to make the same thing. And that all of us together, making that little bit of a difference in cleaning up our little corner of the world. I'll just leave you with this. I was at an event 4 weeks ago in Lexington, Massachusetts. They were commemorating the 250th anniversary of the Battle of Lexington College. Never think that a small group of people with principles and dedication and motivation can't make a difference in life, regardless of how great the odds are. That's what we learned in Lexington, and that's what all of you are doing today. And I cannot be more appreciative and happy and honored to be here with you, and especially with my good friend Dan. And his wife Teresa, who I was going out to see, and I told him I come out to see him. I tried for Teresa. But I really appreciate everything. Please come and see me if you want. Talk to me, introduce yourself, let me know your ideas. Yell at me, whatever you want to do. But I really it's just an honor and a privilege to be here. And I love the opportunity to see what you're doing and to be a part of it. So thank you for allowing me that. And congratulations to all of our award winners. And I hope you guys have an amazing convention. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you, Senior Vice Commander Coleman Nee. Pause. That hits you. At this time, we have other people who are volunteering to take on different roles and positions throughout the year. And I want to recognize our SECs for recognition. Please hold the applause until all the SECs have been named, our State Executive Committee commanders. All right, John Hood from District 1, you would stand. Steve Sellis, District 4. C.C. Hibbs is back here from 5. Melissa also back here from 6. Start to see a pattern. You want to be an SEC. And David Jerningham, SEC District 7. These SECs give their time and energy to mentor and help our chapters. So once again, just please help me in showing appreciation for all these excellent individuals. It's funny, every time I'm reading something here, it's the real core, the real reason, our real mission. And it's all entitled because we're all core. Everything we do is important to the DEV. I want to talk about our service program right now. Every day, our Department Service Officers, or we affectionately call DSOs, use their knowledge and passion for their fellow veterans to ensure that veterans and their families receive the benefits that they earn. So I want to ask the DSOs, Department Service Officers, the NSOs, National Service Officers, and even our TSOs, Transitional Service Officers, to please stand and be recognized. Thank you very much. In addition to filing claims, we talked a little bit about transportation. And our transportation coordinators also spend their days helping us veterans. And with their smarts and resilience, these folks that keep our veterans moving. And it's thanks to them that many veterans can access care that they may not be able to otherwise. So would our transportation coordinators please stand and be recognized?
And two of us.
Thank you. We also have chapter service officers. We have our NSOs, our DSOs, our TSOs, but many of us are chapter service officers. We volunteer out of the goodness of our hearts. These individuals are excellent examples of our mission, playing an important role in helping veterans throughout the claims process. Would all the chapter service officers please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much for that. More likely than not, you'll talk to the CSO, and TSO, and DSO, or NSO to get your disability claims. And we want to keep them all healthy. And we go on ongoing annual training all the time to make sure we're up where we have to be. But we also want to recognize our department headquarters staff. They stay behind the scenes most of the time and keep our programs and services operating. It's thanks to these individuals that help me out. Our rule books change all the time, edits, and it's real important. They help us out with everything we're doing here. I want to introduce one at a time. I want to introduce our CEO Adjutant, National Commander Daniel Gutierrez. Our Director of Operations, Ricky Ramos. We have an Account Administrator, Marie Kirkland. Some of you will be trying to get your CCAP money from her later. Our Communications Specialist, Renee Matthews. And we have a newly Office Administrator, Elisa Padilla. Some of them stood, but if you would all stand up and be recognized all at once, that would be great. All right, lift the building. Thank you so much once again. Last but not least, and I really don't like that term, last but not least, there's no such thing as last, we're always continuing on. We'd like to thank all of our volunteers. Our volunteers, which are most of us in here, keep the organization running. From volunteer drivers to the young family down the street participating in the local Veterans Assistance Program, our LVAP program. and every volunteer in between. We couldn't be here without all of you, each and every one of you. So let's please give a round of applause to all of you to help serve the veterans of our community. And don't forget to put your LVAP hours in when we're done with this. I want to now ask our adjutant and chairs to read the list of convention committee chairs and advisors that have been appointed and approved.
The Committee on General Resolutions and Membership Chair, Armando Hernandez, Advisor, Carlos Gallardo. The Committee on Hospital and Voluntary Services, Chair, Kirk Johnson, Advisor, Rogi Blas. The Committee on Legislation and Veterans Rights, Chair, J.R. Wilson, Advisor, Jose Mendoza. Committee on Women Veterans, Chair, Melissa Sousa, Advisor, Zamara Joval. Committee on Constitution and Bylaws, Chair, Joseph Mosley, Advisor, Guy Anastasia. The Committee on Employment, Chair, Stephen Salas, Advisor, Jasmine Bravo. Tomorrow morning, committee meetings will begin at 8 a.m., so please check your program for the time and place of the meeting that you wish to attend. If you have any questions, always feel free to stop by the headquarters office, which is located across the hall in Redwood 1. I'm just going to go right into the announcements.
Sure, please do, please do.
The big announcement is at Rosie's tomorrow. The special is huevos rancheros. However, I'm doing this for Marlo. Marlo used to always give our menu. Love you, brother. However, I just noticed the pork chili breakfast burrito with hash browns is only $11.99. Amazing. Don't forget about the senior vice, junior vice reception tonight. You got your flyer. Let's join them and get a little meet and greet to meet your future leaders of the organization. Of course, that is across the street at the Flying Onion Pizza and Pub. So that will start at 6 p.m. Make sure you go to the memorial service first and then over there, because the leaders will be doing the same. I just want to take an opportunity to talk about what Coleman mentioned, and that's about making sure that you just don't stop in your responsibilities at the chapter meeting. One of the things that was important for me and for Coleman was to really mentor. We had 6 years on the national line, and it's so important that we share those experiences and share best practices. And so once a month I host, it's called Tales from the Trail, and I go over the different aspects of my role, and I'm constantly making sure that they know where to be, right place, right uniform, right time, and communicating that. And that's, you know, something that I can be proud of, that was something that we instill here in the Department of California. With that said, I want to give our commander a great round of applause. And so, remember, like I said, tonight we have the memorial service from 5 to 6. Please be here for practice at 4:30. Be a DAV auxiliary and DAV event. So, and remember, committee chairpersons, your meeting folders will be in your meeting rooms tomorrow. So please remember to return your folders to Renee Matthews, who will help you prepare your committee reports. Because our first general business session is where those reports will be disseminated, and so we need to make sure that we get them prepared for the first business session, which will start at 1 here tomorrow. We're so honored to have the Brothers After a War event. I was with Jake. Jake, please stand up. I mean, it just is amazing. His dedication and commitment. I just had an opportunity at 2 events that we had for premieres in LA, and just get to know him and his passion, and just see how he motivates others. I mean, he's the Pied Piper of filmmaking, and people do it because of his passion, his desire, his work. It was such an honor to find out that we could host this event here Friday, and thanks to Gary Sinise, thanks to Noel and his just really his friendship over the years. His moral injury play is remarkable, and we, as our foundation, supported it. This is what we bring to you. Inform, inspire, and entertain. Those are the things you need to think about when you host your events in your community or you're at your chapter meetings. Because we're doers. We came from the military doing things, and we want to do things. And so we're so honored to have the Brothers After War and the Gary Sinise Foundation has helped us with the refreshments, and it's going to be really something uniquely different, but that's what we want to bring to you, something uniquely different. We introduced Ron Mentor earlier, so tomorrow afternoon at 10 o'clock, we're going to have a caregiver workshop. We welcome everybody. Let's hope that we get this kind of turnout kind of in our joint opening session, because caregiving is universal for DAB and DABA. And so, what's unique about our program with that, and I don't want to steal Ron's thunder, but it's not only about loved ones helping veterans, it's about also veterans helping loved ones. It takes 10 minutes, honestly, to go online and get the assessment done under the DAB Caregiver Support.org program, and it really will open your eyes. Do it if you can before you even go to the workshop tomorrow, and I guarantee you, within a matter of no time, you will then go to step 2, which is to set up a care specialist appointment, and you'll have an appointment within a matter of a few days, and that care specialist will carry you through that entire process that you need. So the resources that are available are the ones that are locally around you. And so our caregiver support program is evolutionary in making sure that VA still, we have national service officers and department service officers and chapter service officers who can direct VA benefits for caregivers. But this is not a paid initiative. It's one that is universal, and it'll help because caregivers work hard, and we want to, as an organization, recognize them and facilitate respite services or ancillary services or help mitigate insurance and different things like that. And it's going to be really important that we carry this message. A lot of you know you're here for CCAP first time. CCAPers, thank you for being here. Let's talk about why the CCAP program was initiated. Because DAB in California, remarkable recruiters. And we used to provide funding to chapters for membership purposes. And what ended up happening was that, yeah, we made quota, but we wouldn't get active members. We wouldn't get members that would come because we paid off their membership, and it wouldn't happen. And so the caregiver support, the CCAP program, Chapter Convention Attendance Program, was something we proposed that we invest in the participation. That's why 2 members per chapter. You come here, we make you have skin in the game in your transportation to and from, because that's important. We want to see an investment in your part. It was so effective the first year that we did it. We had the largest attendance we ever had. And those CCAPers have now moved on to be leaders in our department, have experienced it, and have been able to do messaging. It was so effective when approached by the auxiliary, what could we do for them? The foundation decided we will do a program for them, and of course, as we do, we gave it an acronym, the UCAP program, the Unit Convention Attendance Program. So the foundation supports 1 member per unit to attend. That's the investment in participation. And so it's where we can go ahead and get you here, get you to experience, get the knowledge, and thank you for being here and not being down there on the slot machines, okay? Thanks. There'll be time to do that, but again, appreciate, hope you get everything that you want out of this, and as my great friend and our senior vice and the next national commander, Coleman Nee said, approach us, talk to us. We're here for you. That's what my mantra is, a voice for you. And so I want to hear what it is that you need, what you want us to do in this department or in this organization. And so I hope you've had an opportunity to really just kind of get a sense for California. It's such a great department. We are always open to your ideas. You have on your back of your name thing a QR code, and we want to hear your comments or the things that you're interested in. So thank you, Commander.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those announcements. There's always more and more, but more importantly, we're here to inform, inspire, and entertain, like we just heard. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending today. Thank you to all the leadership, membership of this great organization, and thank you all. Continue to show up, not only to these events, but for your fellow veterans, and more importantly, one another. At this time, I'm going to ask you to all rise, and the chaplain Cece Hibbs, please come forward, give the benediction.
Please remove your cover, if you would, and put it over your left shoulder. Thank you. Bow your heads, please. Lord, may we always be grateful for our precious freedom and the light of your countenance that lights our way. May our convention bring many good results to the work of our hands and the thoughts of our hearts as we work with one accord to better the lives of our servicemen and women and their families. Bind us together in our hopes and in the work ahead, we pray. Amen and amen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Please remain standing. We're going to ask our Senior Vice Commander to come up here and do the final salute. Senior Vice?
Which one?
All right, I think I'm in. All right, everybody, if you can join me, do a hand salute, a hand to your heart. Salute. Ready? Two.
Yay.
All right, the convention will stand in recess till approximately 13:30. No? 1:30? 1, 2, something like that. Just show up early. 1:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Thank you. We'll see you at the event coming up in memorial service, and as well as our junior senior vice reception. 1:30, correct? All right, let's have fun. Thank you.
Why'd you mention but I do want you to get hold of it.